Hey, I'm going to do a top 5 Wednesday video today, and this is top 5 places that I've traveled that I really enjoyed, which I thought would be a good subject for this week, considering that tomorrow I go on vacation and I'm traveling to one of my top 5 places. So number 5 is the California Redwoods. I will hopefully be visiting those over this coming 10 days of vacation, but we'll have to wait and see. I love the Redwoods because there's just something about the majesty of those gigantic trees, also the smell of the redwoods, and just this sort of feeling of wilderness that I haven't really traveled to a lot of other places in the US that have that similar feel. I've been to some desert wilderness in the US, but there's a difference between desert wilderness and like woods wilderness. And so I've always loved the redwoods. I think that they're beautiful. Plus the weather there is very nice. And also you can pretend that you're in a Star Wars movie. So that's always a bonus. Number 4 is San Francisco. This is actively where I will be in 24 hours. And I'm pretty excited about it. It is my favorite city in the US, without question. I love the atmosphere. I love how it is a city, but it also has like, I don't know, like weirdly a small town vibe. The people there are really nice and everyone's sort of laid back. The only downside to San Francisco is that it makes you realize how out of shape you are as you're trying to climb up and down those hills. Number 3 is the Ring of Kerry. This is in Ireland. It's a sort of loop in the southern part of Ireland that is a lot of greenery and a lot of castles in this area. It's one of the places that I traveled when I went to Europe, and I just liked the atmosphere of it there. And also I think that castles are really cool, and it's kind of neat to see something, you know, that people made that's so old compared to basically everything in the US. Number 2 is Machu Picchu, which is in Peru. This is a place that I have wanted to go since I was a very small child and finally got the chance to a couple years ago with my mom. It was amazing. It's just incredible to see what ancient people were able to create with just their hands. Just this beautiful sprawling city up on the top of a cliff. And not only the effort that went into building it, but the effort that goes into getting there. Like there's a train now, but my mother and I hiked the trail, which is how people used to get there, and it is not an easy task. So it's impressive that people made that journey, and that not only they make that journey, but they also spent the time to build it. And I love old, ancient things. There's a sort of magic about them, which of course brings me to number 1, which is Stonehenge. There is not a place more magical than that on the face of the planet. Like, plain and simple. By the time I went, of course, it's roped off, so you can't actually go in between the stones, but you can feel an energy in that place, which I know makes me sound, you know, like a crazy person a little bit, but I'm okay with it. That is just indescribable. It literally is magic. Like, you look at these gigantic stones and realize that somehow people lifted and moved them without the assistance of, you know, basically anything but manpower and a little bit of animal power, unless you're one of those people who believes in the alien theory, which I don't necessarily. So it's just a beautiful place, and it's a place that I would highly recommend visiting. Something that ancient that is still standing holds a certain majesty. So yeah, those are my top 5 places to visit, 2 of which I will hopefully see in the next 10 days. As for you, I'll see you tomorrow.